Hello everyone and welcome to this ACT Math No Calculator walkthrough. In this video I'll be going over the May 2021 International Math No Calculator section for the first time and under timed conditions. As usual, I did not solve this test before and all these questions are new to me. And as usual, I'll try my best to answer all questions correctly and explain as I go on. And of course I may make some mistakes as I'm going on, and that's all part of the fun, but I'll try my best not to make any mistake. So without further ado, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, go. 25 minutes, of course, for the no calculator. Hey, it's not your time. Doesn't want to scroll, what the heck? Okay. A college mathematics department plans to spend this amount buying computers and books. Each computer costs blah blah blah, and each book costs, okay, X is the number of computers, so each computer costs 300 and there are X computers, so 300X. Whoop, the answer is A. This is the only one with 300X. Awesome. Okay, next. I don't know why I failed to scroll here easily, which is so bad. What is the x-intercept of this graph? So simply cancel this y term here, just set it to 0, and the x-intercept is 3. 8x is equal to 24, divide 8 both sides, so x-intercept is 3, the answer is A. Okay, really it's so annoying. I can't scroll. What system of linear equations is represented by the lines shown? Okay, so the first thing you want to take note of is that both of these lines are parallel. Okay, so their slopes have to be equal. Choice B contains two equations with different slopes, so it's out. The same goes for C and the same goes for D, so the answer is A. Wow. But let me look again. I mean, it can't be that easy, I guess. Okay. You know, in the standard form, the slope is negative A over B, where A is the coefficient of the x term and B is the coefficient of the y term. That's why I'm able to get the slope pretty quickly. Look at that, minus and plus, plus and minus, minus and plus. This one is the only one with two equations that have the same slope. Anyway, I wasted a lot of time here. Next. Okay, so just to cut it short, he wants to solve for A. So, okay, Ka, I hate to write with the mouse, it wastes a lot of time. Ka equals 10 minus NB. So annoying to write with this mouse, and it wastes a lot of time. Okay, now we need to divide by K. So let's do this. A equals, well, basically 10 minus NB over K. Like, yeah, that's choice D, right? Again, Ka equals 10 minus NB. We're moving the NB to the other side, subtracting NB from both sides, and then dividing by K. Alrighty, next. The function models your x pulse in beats per minute is a function of his speed in kilometers per hour on a stationary bicycle. Okay, based on the model, what was Jack's pulse when his speed was 0 kilometers? Obviously, you just take a look here. It's between 60 and 65. The only choice that meets this criteria is choice C. As you can see here, it's between 60 and 65. Next. Let's be a little bit quicker, because we don't know what's coming ahead. Maybe some hard questions are coming. Triangle DEF not shown is similar to this one. Okay, wait a sec, let me read. Where DE corresponds to AB. Okay. And DE equals, wait, again. Okay, side DF corresponds to AC. Okay. And DE is to AB, so basically the other triangle that's not shown is scaled by a factor of 2. What's the measure of angle DFE? Okay, so basically let's, as you can see, DE is corresponding to AB, so we can just write these letters here. DE, just so that we can know the corresponding vertices. That's the main key of this question. You do not have to draw the other triangle. And then here, this is an F. It's telling you what is the measure of angle DFE. DFE, so it's basically this angle. Remember, similar triangles have congruent angles. So, yeah. Okay, 90 minus 37 will give us this angle. Good, because you know this is 90, so the sum of the other two has to be 90 as well, because the total sum is 180. 90 minus 37, 90 minus 30 is 60, minus 7 is 53. Yeah, I guess 53. Let's add 37 back to it. Plus 30, it's going to be 83, and plus 7, that's 90. Perfect. Okay. Which expression is equivalent to this? Okay, so this one is a quadratic in this, like it's a hiding quadratic equation, as I call it. So let me tell you that let x squared, or let u equals x squared, right? When you do that, the question will be very easy. Now look at this x power 4 term. It can be written as x squared right, minus 18 x squared plus 81. Good. All good. What do we do next is we apply this statement that we wrote here. We say, instead of x squared, we just say u. So this becomes a quadratic equation. U squared minus 18u. You see how easy it became now? Plus 81. Okay. Two numbers whose sum is 18 and whose product is 81, obviously 9 and 9. And since this is plus, so both parentheses will have the same sign as the middle. So u minus 9 squared. So yeah, that's how it's going to look like. Good. So basically u is equal to 9 under all conditions. Let me write this in a better fashion. That's u minus 9 times u minus 9. Now let's put back this x squared, so that's x squared minus 9, and that's another x squared minus 9. Now notice that the x squared minus 9 that I wrote here can be broken down into x minus 3 and x plus 3, right? So we have x minus 3 times x plus 3 times x minus 3 times x plus 3 again. So we have 2x minus 3's and 2x plus 3's. So we can write it as x minus 3 squared times x plus 3 squared. I hope you got what I mean by this. Okay, after finishing this section, I'll go again over this question to explain it in details. I just don't want to waste time here. Which expression is equivalent to this one? Interesting. Okay, let's take a look here. So when you have a radical and you want to convert it into this exponential form, just take whatever power inside and divide it by the index that's outside. Let's take a look at the g. It has to be 4 over 5, but here this is 5 over 4, so this is out. This is 4 over 5, good. And then that's 2 over 5, 2 over 5, perfect. The answer is B. And all the rest are just completely nonsense. Okay, I'm not going to even look at them. Next, because B works fine, why should I waste my time? Next, number 9. What is an equation of the graph shown? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this graph is scaling by 2 in the y-axis. Good. The first thing you want to do here is look at the y-intercept. Put x equals 0. The graph tells us that when x equals 0, y has to be equal to 2. So A is wrong. And C is wrong as well, because both of these will give us 1. Now let's take a look at D. When we put x equals 0, D is going to be 3 times 1, which is 3, which is wrong, so the answer is B. Okay. What is the solution to the given equation? Well, okay, let's try to do this one. I'll just plug in. Negative 6 plus 2, this is negative 4, which is 4, so the absolute value of negative 4 is just 4, and then that's equal to negative 6 minus 8, which is negative 14, definitely not. Negative 3 plus 2, that's negative 1, which becomes 1 in the absolute value. Is that equal to negative 3 minus 8? Well, definitely not. Let's try 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 minus 8 is negative 5. In both cases, the absolute value is going to make them 5, so 3 is correct. If you try 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, and 6 minus 8 is negative 2. Completely weird. Okay. Oh, man, I scrolled pretty fast. No, I don't want to waste time. Please back. Please get me back. Okay. Good. The equation above can be represented by a parabola in the xy plane. The parabola is then translated so that the vertex is at 0, 0. Which of the following describes this translation? The first thing you want to do is look at the vertex, the current vertex of this parabola before the translation. The vertex was at negative 5, negative 8. Right? You should understand the vertex form, which is, I'll tell you after finishing the section. Maybe I can go over this one as well. So from negative 5 to negative 8 to 0, 0. From negative 5, negative 8 to 0, 0. What happened here? We moved 5 units to the right and 8 units up. 5 units in the positive x direction. So A and B are out. From negative 5 to 0, that's in the positive direction. In both cases, it's positive. Here he's telling you negative y direction, so this is wrong, so the answer is D. Which of the following statements is true about the equation above? Let's see. 5x minus 2 plus 3x equals... Okay. Let's see. First, choice B does not make any sense. The equation has one solution because the equation is true for all values of x. That's nonsense. If it's true for all values of x, then it has infinite solutions. So B is just out. Okay, let's try to simplify this a little bit. Add the x's, 5x plus 3x, this is 8x. Minus 2. That's equal to the 3x here and then 5x here, that's another 8x. I'm distributing the x for the x only and then adding this 5x. We get 8x. And then I'll distribute for the number. 3 times 4 is 12 minus 10 is 2. This seems to have no solutions. But let me revise again. 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 minus 2, good. And then 3x plus 5x, this is 8x, and then 12 minus 10 obviously is 2. So no solution, no solution. Because basically we have the same slope and different y-intercept, so this is very similar to the one I've solved at the beginning of the section. I hope I can show it to you. I'm wasting my time, I know. Yeah, it's like this one. I solved it pretty fast because I was looking for something with different slopes. Yeah, sorry, with the same slope, I mean. With the same slope and different y-intercept. The PDF is quite slow. Anyway, the graph of the function f is defined by this. The graph passes through the points where n, b are constants. What's the value of b? So first of all, let's take this negative 10. So basically this point tells us that when you put x as negative 10, you'll get a certain value of y, which is a. So let's put x as negative 10. Negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. Square that up, it's going to be 36. Divide by 4, it's going to be 9. Because multiplying by a quarter is like dividing by 4. So, and then 9 minus 5 is 4. So a is equal to 4. And now we're going to put x as a this time, and then we're going to get b. 4 plus 4 is 8, right? And then 8 squared is 64. And then 64 divided by 4 is 16, and then 16 minus 5 is 11. Oops, okay. Question number 14, I've already solved 13, right? Yes. Let's go to question number 14. We gotta be very fast because we're starting to get slow. Which of the following is the solution to the given equation? In the xy plane, the points are endpoints of the diameter of the circle. Okay, so question 15 is easier. I'll solve this first. I'll snatch this question. As you can see, these points lie on the same y coordinate, so we can easily get the distance between them. So the distance is 3 minus negative 3, which is 6. So the diameter is 6, which means that the radius is 3, which means that the radius squared is 9. So the answer is either A or C. Now let's get the midpoint. The midpoint is 0, 10. So x squared and then plus y minus 10. Yes, the answer is A. So the midpoint is 0, 10. So yeah, A is the best answer. Which of the following is the solution to the given equation? The first thing you do is say negative b over 2a. Negative b is 12 over 2a, which is 2. That's 6. The answer is D. Immediately. This is how you solve questions, guys. Negative b, 12 over 2a. Yeah, the answer is 6. I'll explain to you how I solved this one quickly, but let's move on because I'm quite slow and I'll run out of time at the end because I'm talking a lot. Okay, what's the value of x? Well, it's the value of x. So let's quickly get the value of y and substitute for x. Subtract both equations. 2x minus x is x. Oh, what am I doing here? Okay, wait. Basically, what I'm going to do here is I'll multiply the top equation by 2, which is going to be 4x. It's going to be 4x. Actually, I don't have to be that tensed. I still have some time. 4x plus what am I doing? I was thinking about something. I'm sorry, guys. Plus 6y equals 4. And then here I'll multiply by 3. 3x minus 6y equals 24. And then I can add both equations. So after adding both equations, I get 7x equals what? Equals 28. So x equals 4. The answer is 4, guys. Okay, what value of n satisfies the given equation? Let's see. Subtract 9 from both sides. 15 minus 9 is 6. Right, so 6n is equal to 3. So n is equal to half. N is 1 over 2. Right? That's it. N is equal to half. Function f is defined by this. For what value of x does f of x equals 30? Just put 30 for f of x quickly. 30 is equal to 2/5 x plus 10. Sorry for the trash handwriting. Again, I'm using the mouse. I don't have a touch screen yet. Okay. Subtract 10 from both sides. You get 20 is 2/5 of x. And then multiply by 5 over 2 both sides to get rid of this 2 over 5. 20 times 5 over 2. Let's see. Well, basically, let me just tell you here. 20 times 5 over 2. 20 times 5 is 100, and then 100 divided by 2 is 50, so the answer here is 50. Alright. Question number 19. By the way, the reason I know the time without looking at the timer is because I'm recording my voice using another device which displays the time, so I basically know what time is remaining. I'm using my phone as a voice recorder, basically. An office building has a room with a square-shaped floor. Actual length of the floor is 90 times... Okay, good. The actual area of the floor is p times the area of the floor in the blueprint. Okay. Nice question. So basically he's telling you that in real life, whatever length you have in the blueprint is actually 90 times that length. So for example, if you have 1 centimeter in the blueprint, then you have actually 90 centimeters in real life. Okay, now you have to bear in mind something. If the ratio of the lengths of two similar figures is x to y, then the ratio of the areas is x squared to y squared. For example, if you have a square with a side length of 2 and a square with a side length of 4, obviously the side lengths are in a ratio of 1 to 2, but the areas are in a ratio of what? 1 to 4. So yeah, and you can test it out. The area of the two-sided square is 4 and the area of the four-sided square is 16. So yeah, it's 4 times. So yeah, if the ratio of the length is 1 to 90, then the ratio of the areas is 1 squared to 90 squared. 90 squared is 8,100. That's what happens. Let's read the question again. The actual area of the floor is P times the area of the floor in the blueprint. Yes. 8,100. So the answer is 8,100. Alrighty. Again, so if you have two figures that are similar, they have to be similar. Of course, since this is a blueprint, then for sure they are similar. If the ratio of length is x to y, then the ratio of the area is x squared to y squared, and the ratio of the volume is x cubed to y cubed, but that's not relevant to this question. Alright, I've got 3 minutes left. I have to finish this question. The graph of y equals ax squared plus c, where a and c are constants, is shown. What is the value of a? Okay, first of all, c is equal to 2, as you can see here. Good. Now we can use any of the points to, we can use multiple points to obtain the value of a. So let's try, for example, this -2, 3 point here. This one. Let's try it quickly. So 3 equals a times what? A times -2 squared plus 2, right? That's it. And the reason I said c equals 2 because c is the y-intercept and the y-intercept is 2. Good. So 3 equals, sorry about that. 3 equals, well, that -2 squared is 4, so that's 4a plus 2. And then subtract 2 from both sides, you get 4a equals 1, 3 minus 2, right? And then a is equal to 1 over 4. Alrighty. Nice. Perfect. So a equals 1 over 4. Pretty good. So we're done. And we got 2 minutes, about 2 minutes left. Now in the real test, you can even be much faster than this. The reason I'm slow is actually 2 reasons, not 1 reason. The first reason is because I'm writing with the mouse, and that's the main reason. The second reason is because I'm talking, but that's not much of a big deal. And the third reason is because the PDF is very slow and annoying. That's also another reason. So yeah, let's stop the timer. As usual, I'm a hasty person, so I don't like to revise my answers. I'm gonna head immediately and check my answers. I hope I did not make a silly mistake, so let's see what I did. Of course, in the real test, you shouldn't do this stupid behavior. You have to check your answers. The reason I'm doing that is because I have nothing to lose. It's just it's just a practice test for me. It's not the real test. No, I don't want to see the calc. Yes, pretty good. So let's go to the very beginning of the section. Yeah, but I like the way, yeah, I'm grateful to God for the way I managed to solve question number 14. It's awesome. Anyway, let's go and choose the red color to correct my answers. So look here, we have a triple A and then a D. So A. Come on. PDF is so annoying. And then a D. And then we have what? We have a CBD. We have a C. Come on, man. B, then D. Come on. Okay, number 8. We have a BBC, British Broadcasting Channel. I'm just kidding. Okay, B. Come on. B. Oh my god. C. Number 11. DDCDA. Okay. D. Come on. C. D. A. I like this question. I have to go over it again and explain to you exactly what I did here because I was too in a hurry. Yeah, it was fun. Okay. And then, okay, let's go. Did I check number 15? Yeah, I did. 15 was A. Right, let's go to question number 16. Okay, so we have 4, half, 50, 80, 100. 4, half, 50, 80, 100. And then 1 over 4. Congratulations. I got 20 out of 20. Okay, let's get to these two questions I told you about. Let's go to question number 14 first. What's wrong with question number 14? Let me tell you. So when you have a quadratic equation, there is the quadratic formula, which you know about, which is of course negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. You know, it's pretty standard. If you don't know it, then I urge you to know it. It's super important. Over 2a, right? But there is a nice trick you do. You know, if you know the properties of fractions, you should know that this can be written as negative b over 2a plus or minus, like you can separate this fraction into two fractions, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, right? Yeah. Like if you know the properties of fractions, you should know that. Pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Now what does this correspond to? Oh my goodness, I hate this PDF. So annoying. What does this correspond to? Negative b over 2a here corresponds to the first term here, these first terms, right? And then this other big term here corresponds to, corresponds to these radicals. Lucky for me, all these first terms were different, so I just said negative b over 2a, I got 6. The only answer with this is choice D, so I got the answer D. I didn't waste any time, just in a couple of seconds I solved the question. Yes, you should have these skills with you, because they're gonna help a lot. Trust me, they help a lot. What else? For this one, basically you have to know that the vertex form is y equals a x minus h power 2. You know, that's the vertex form, plus k, where h and k are the coordinates of the vertex of the parabola. Since there is a minus in the parentheses of the main equation, this means that whatever number you have here, you take its opposite sign as the x-coordinate of the vertex and the number outside as it is. So I determined that the vertex of this parabola is negative 5, negative 8. To translate that into 0, 0, you have to move 5 units in the positive x direction and 8 units in the positive y direction. Choice D says this statement. And for this one, it's pretty simple. I just took -10, put it in the x, got the y. Now I have a, I put a back, and then got y. Pretty simple. And here I just simplified the question, and I got this simplified equation. 8x minus 2 is 8x plus 2. It doesn't make sense. You have a certain quantity, which is 8x. You subtract 2 from it, and you claim that this is the same as adding 2 to it. It doesn't even make sense to any brain. It doesn't make sense. And just so that you know, if two equations have the same slope and different y-intercepts, then they never intersect, which means there are no solutions. For this question, I just decided to plug in. I'm not in the mood of solving it algebraically, so I just plugged in. For this question, now that's the one I didn't go well over. When you have an even power followed by another even power that's half of it, or not necessarily an even power. Let me repeat again. If you have an even power at the beginning, and then the next term has a power that's half of that power, even if the second term is not an even power, by the way. So this could be x to the power of 6 minus 18x to the power of 3. It still works. So as long as the first one is an even power and the second one is half of it, then you can use this quadratic form. What I did is I said let u equals x squared, and then I just rewrote this equation. X squared squared minus 18x squared plus 81. Now instead of each x squared, I just write u. So instead of this x squared, I wrote u and then power 2, then minus 18u plus 81. That became a nice quadratic expression. I factorized this out, u minus 9 times u minus 9. Then I returned back the x squared. Instead of the u, I put back x squared. So now I have x squared minus 9 times x squared minus 9. Now x squared minus 9 is the difference of two squares. Let me write that down in an empty area. So x squared minus 9 is the same as x minus 3 times x plus 3. X minus 3 times x plus 3. Right? That's it. And we have this repeated twice, so there is another x minus 3 times x plus 3, because as I said, we have x squared minus 9 times another x squared minus 9. So these two parentheses are repeated again. So we have another, so let's just do that. So we have another x minus 3 times another x plus 3. For any two like terms, just combine them and add the powers, right? X minus 3 times x minus 3 is x minus 3 squared. X plus 3 times x plus 3 is x plus 3 squared. And for this reason, I chose this choice as my answer. Okay, and I don't think there's any other problem here. Basically here you're dividing the inner power by the index for each variable, and here you just write the corresponding vertices of the other triangle. And then, since he's asking about the angles, it doesn't make a difference. Similar triangles have congruent angles and proportional sides. There's nothing more tricky in this section. The whole section is not tricky, by the way. As long as you're not making any stupid mistake, you should be fine. And this one is a piece of cake, 300x, the only choice. That's x-intercept, that one. All I had to do is find an equation with the same slope and different y-intercept. That's it. Yeah, this one has these two equations have the same slope and different y-intercepts. So yeah, I hope this video was beneficial to you. If you like the video, give a thumbs up, and if you don't, please mention in the comments below what's lacking in this video. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.